Hello and cheers to the S&P that made new all-time high today. I'm going to be showing you the chart, and no, I haven't thrown my towel yet. Yes, I have been expecting that the trend that started after the subprime would reverse and enter into a bear market. So far it didn't happen, but also as the market has just broke it's what I've been calling as the mother of all resistance again. Now it has to rally, because if it doesn't, well, let's take a look in the chart. Show you the S&P chart, and then we'll take a look in 7 outs that we're keeping an eye on. Shall we? So there we go. Here is the S&P breaking into new ground. I must remind you that I'm showing you the chart of the S&P indexed. That's not the chart that appears in most of the people's screens, and I do have this chart because I have lived since I founded my company. I have lived in a country that once had 40% inflation. Oops, a month, my friend. Yeah, and before the end of a term of a president, we were seeing up to 80% a month. So since the beginning, I had to index my charts, meaning that I would have to extract inflation. I do extract inflation now in the S&P and in the Dow Jones, because they count for 2,500% around that period, from 1913 until nowadays. So that's the chart that I show you guys. But there's one thing, that's the chart that I'm absolutely sure that the big money also sees. So back to the chart. Am I showing it? Yeah. So that's the level that the market broke. It apparently, I thought it was after breaking the first time its level, it came down again, produced what I thought was a bull trap, and then it produced a reversal candlestick formation, a evening star. I thought it was coming down again, producing another bull trap, but no, it just pulled back, and now it is, as technical analysis tells us, it's producing what we call a pivot. And so that's why I think it has to rally. If by any chance it gives us another candlestick reversal, and especially if it enters again this level here, which is around 29.75, well, then it will have produced another bull trap, and that would be very, very bearish. So that's it. We'll have to wait, and let's go to the cryptos that we're taking an eye on. Where is it called? That's that. Here they are. So first one is basic attention token BAT. That we're taking an eye. I think it's now very promising, because it broke this support level here of this long-term sideways trend, and it is sort of flagging up here. So this is a bear trap, and another flag while testing this resistance trend line. We're keeping an eye whenever these flags break, when the market breaks this flag up. I think it's a very good choice for you to add to your portfolio. You can see here that there's a sort of a triangle formation here, and it's very clear that the resistance is at 2480, this level. Sorry, I'm not showing this level quite well. There's a bug in our system here. 2480 satoshis is the level above which I think you could think of buying basic attention token. Next one is Binance. Well, it has outperformed Bitcoin since the beginning, and now I think it's in a sort of a rectangle, and it also broke the support level and then re-entered it. So I think there's a good chance for it to go again to the upper levels of these resistance or of this rectangle, and that would mean some 50% upward movement with chance, of course, that it starts a new bull market and it goes much further up. So keeping an eye on it too. EOS just went up all of a sudden. It was actually giving us some clues because these sideways certainly looked like a bottom. But now we're taking a look in these accumulation here. So it kind of flags up and gives a clue. I think EOS could be a choice too. Next one is EOS token, not EOS, but EOS. IO. I don't know how to pronounce that. I don't know if it's EOS or I. I think it's IOS, right? It's in its all-time low, but it reached this level here, and now it's flagging up while it tests its resistance trend line. So we're taking a look on that too. Next one is IOTA. So IOTA, it's doing something that in the hourly chart actually looks like a bottom, and it has in fact just given us a signal because it broke this resistance. The market had perceived the resistance here at the 3140 Satoshi's level, and it just broke it. It's 11:16 now of the PM, 11:16 PM UTC time of July 24, 2019, and I think IOTA is giving us a invitation to enter the train. And finally, Litecoin. No, there's none yet. Litecoin is testing a very, very important resistance level, which was a former support level. Market has played with this support many times. So we have issues in 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, and so look, and 19. So the market broke this level, very important level, not before testing it and being rejected by it, and then it broke, and now it's flagging up and testing these levels. So if this level of 0.01 is broken, I think there's a good chance that the market will reach the resistance, long-term resistance line, which is some 80% above today's levels. So it's just a flag. We have that the flag has already given the sign, but as we are very close to the resistance level, or maybe we should imagine that the market is telling us that the resistance level was right here. So if we come down again to the hourly chart, well, then there's this flag here. If this flag gives us an indication, let's go one time frame down below to the 15-minute. Yeah, definitely Litecoin is about to give us an indication, I would say, because that certainly looks like an upward flag. And finally, there is Nano. Nano, it's apparently producing a reversal formation. Looks like a big inverted head and shoulders to me, there's this resistance line here, and the market broke this level. And well, if it breaks again the, what is that, the 12,600 satoshis, 12,600 satoshis level, I think it will be giving us a good indication. So let's quickly take a look in Bitcoin. Actually, I didn't said, I think, but most of you have noticed, I suppose, that all the charts that I showed you are quoted in Bitcoin. Because here we think on the Bitcoin standard, we understand, as this chart tells us, that Bitcoin's going to 60,000, 300,000, 700,000 plus $1 million. And so we want to increase our Bitcoins, right? So the important thing here is it's not exactly the Elliott Wave count, which I'm, by the way, counting as this being the first wave. I think Bitcoin it got stable here at $5, and then it started its bull trend with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1, then wave 2, wave 3, and the important thing for me is that this is definitely a corrective wave and not an impulsive, a corrective wave, finished, complete corrective wave, with one impulsive wave, the descending triangle as the corrective wave of wave B, and then another impulsive wave, right? So the market then broke this resistance trend line, and it's now in its bull market. I think it just gave us wave 1 of this process, because I can clearly see here waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and now we're having the out of these two girls here. These corrective small waves are of a smaller term than this one here, because we got wave 1 here, and then we have the big wave 2, and well, that's an accumulation that will continue its previous movement. And by the way, well, let me just come to this chart here with, by the way, this accumulation, which I'm showing you guys in the hourly chart now, well, we should follow this resistance trend line here. Whenever it breaks, I would, if I am, for instance, in Tether or whatever kind of stable coin, I would rush back to Bitcoin. And the projections and the levels I gave you are because if Bitcoin now in this upward movement repeats the last part of wave 3, we're heading to $65,000. If it produces us another wave 3, we're going to $350,000 or so on. And of course, if we because you know this is the wave that mainstream is coming and so on. So if it repeats wave 1, which is bigger actually than wave 3, but not that much bigger, see, as we compare here, then it would be going to 700. I'm sorry. I'm sorry again. So that's it. I think it's more than time for us to say goodbye, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.